Okay, I want to bring you to exercise 4D. Okay, you have a look at exercise 4D and tell me whether I have taught you this or not. Have I taught you this? You go through exercise 4D and tell me, have I taught you how to do this part? Have I taught you this part? 4D. 4D. Exercise 4D. Have I taught you this part? No? You sure? If you look at exercise 4D, do you see how the question is phrased? This exercise 4D, actually, they put their integration. So you tell me what will be the better title? It will be the same title as 4B. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? 4D, instead of writing integration, it's actually the same as part B, 4B, antiderivative, isn't it? Hello? Correct? So is there any question you want me to go through? Please, for Trigo, it's not inside in SAT 3. Trigo all will be pushed to SAT 4. Remember, whenever you try, all the Trigo question will be in SAT 4. Okay? So, any question in exercise 4D that you want me to show you how to do? Yeah, you just have to put plus C. It's not, because when you integrate, when you have a function, you plus 0, actually is the function itself. So the derivative of a constant is 0. So therefore, if you integrate 0, you must get a constant, because integration is antiderivative. The reason is like that. Okay, why every time when we do integration, we need to put plus C? The reason is like that. If I have a function y equal to fx plus a constant, you see, when I differentiate, I got my f prime x, correct? Am I right? Because the derivative for c is 0. So I put here plus a 0. So if I integrate f prime x plus 0 dx, so I will get back my fx plus c, am I right? So that is the reason why every time when you do integration, you have to plus c. That is the reason, because derivative of a constant is 0. So any function, I can just add 0 to it. It will not change the value of the function. You get me? So is there any question in exercise 4D that you want me to show? Okay, maybe I will show you how to do question 5. Okay, so they say if y equal to x root x. So if the question give me this, so how should I write this so that I can find the dy dx of this? Yes, this is x to the power, here is power 1, here is power half. So in total, 1 plus half is 3/2. So I can simplify 3/2. Okay. So how to get the derivative or rate of change of y? This is a power term. So how you do a power term? Multiply by the power take away 1. That is become half. Am I right? So this will be 3/2 square root of x. Got it? So you see the question says hence. I told you already, if anything about hence, try not to look at the problem first, correct? So how are you going to do the next step? You have to go back to this antiderivative concept. That is, if I integrate f prime x dx, I will get back my fx plus c. Am I right? So this is a very important step in antiderivative question. That means, what do I mean by antiderivative question? It means that first they will ask you to differentiate. Then they will ask you to integrate. That is called antiderivative question. So how am I going to do this? Okay, yeah, please write down the next step I taught you already in 4B. You try to write down the next step. Don't look at the problem, please. Let's use whatever we have to solve the problem and whatever we know. Got it? Okay. So can I, or you want to try until you get whatever the question one? Okay, I give you some time to do. Hello? Some of you are not writing. If you are not writing, that means you are not doing. You are not trying. Okay, can I show the working? Okay, so now you have a look at it. That is how I try. If I integrate whatever I differentiated, right, I will get back my original. You can write like that, or you can write x to the power of 3/2. And I usually don't put plus c first until I reach the last step. Actually, it doesn't matter. You plus a constant, then you divide by a number, is still a constant. Do you get me? Okay, so what should I do next? And if you have a look at the question, is there a 3/2 there? So when I read that, is 3/2 multiplied by something. So I will write this as 3/2 multiplied by this. The answer is x root x, right? So therefore, integral of this will be 2/3 of this. Then I put a plus c. I'm done. So if this type of question come out in the exam, I told you already, if it's this simple, they give you simple differentiation, it will only take you 3 marks. 1 mark here, 1 mark here, and 1 mark the final answer. Will you be asked on this? The answer is 100%. It can be either a 3 marks question or a 4 marks question. So if you want to do well in your SAT 3, please, as I move on, you have to learn every single part properly. Don't wait until the exam come, only you learn. Do you get me? Go and have a look at the practice test. See the question, then you will know they come under which part. So every part, learn it properly. Can or not? Okay. So done with 4D. Shall we move? Okay, so exercise 4D, you have to go and try. Okay, I'm going into exercise for part 4E. Okay, what is the title of 4E? Yeah, when you come to rules, do you have a choice not to follow? The answer is no. You just have to memorize by heart. If you don't want to memorize by heart, then you think of a way to do it. Okay, so when we talk about rules, so we have to go like in order. Yep. Yes. So the first one, you integrate 0 with respect to x. What do you get? You get a constant. So this is something that you have to remember. That's why every time when you do integration, you must plus C. Okay, second thing. If you integrate a constant, okay, K is a constant, huh? A constant can come in many forms. Examples, ln 2 is a constant. E to the power of 1 is a constant. Pi is a constant. A number is a constant. Correct? So in calculus, you have to recognize what are the constant. To me, constant, that means a term that doesn't involve a variable of x, because I'm talking about dx. Are you okay? So when you differentiate integrate a constant, what should you get? What do you think? Yes, a constant times x, then plus c, another constant. So which means that if I, for example, I ask you, okay, find the integral of the following. For example, okay, A, I ask you to integrate 5 dx. So please do that. B, I ask you to integrate e squared dx. I ask you to integrate 1 over ln 2 dx. So what will your answer be? All these are constant. So don't just take constant at this level. Don't just take constant as a single number. No, it can be expressed in a different way. As long as the term doesn't involve x, or it doesn't involve any variable that you are talking about in that situation. So this will be, so can I review the answer? This will be 5x plus c. This will be e squared times x plus c. This one will be 1 over ln 2. This is a constant times cx plus c. Got it? So that is the second rule. Can I move on? Okay, third rule. Third rule is for power term. When I say power terms, that means is this form, a x to the power of n dx. These are called power terms. So we know that integration is the inverse of differentiation. So now we all do the other way around. In Malay, we say terbalik. So now, so the first thing you have to do is power plus 1. Okay, power plus 1. Then, instead of multiply, now you do divide. Divide by the new power. This is called the new power. Then plus c. So that is how the rules go. Are you okay? So far, so good? Okay, now, if I give you just now the question, integrate square root of x dx. So they put it as square root. So I have to put it as a power form, correct? So square root, what is the power? Half. Am I right? So please try using this power term, rules. Remember, you have to power plus 1 first. This is the first thing that you have to do. Then this is the second thing that you have to do. So you must know the sequence. So far, so good? Can I review the answer? Okay. If you are not good in addition, it's fine because I got calculator. So x to the power of 3 over 2. All right? Then divided by 3 over 2 plus c. Okay, when you divide by 3 over 2 means time by 2 over 3. If you don't know, what you can do is, if you find that it's hard to do, you just take your calculator, 1 divided by 3 over 2. Your calculator will give you 2 over 3. So just relax. All the simple calculation, if you find that calculation is very tedious for you, just let the calculator handle it. Okay, so this will be x, root x. If I want to change it, then plus c. Okay, now, when you talk about power terms, correct, then you have to know that definitely I will not just give you one term. If If I give you a question like that, I ask you to integrate 1 plus x over x cubed. Then what should you do? Can I apply power term? Definitely no. But can I simplify this? Can I make this into 2 terms? So I have to ask a lot of questions. Can I make this into 2 terms? So if you don't want to do it here, you can do it at the side. 1 over x cubed plus, I can write it like that, x over x cubed. So if you got this, then I think you should be able to continue. Now you continue for yourself. So I've simplified it already, then I put down here. So if you don't want to keep writing integration sign and the dx, you can just do it at the side for simplification. Then you just write it over here. So you have to think of a way to overcome, keep repeating. So I can write it at the side, nothing wrong. So this will be power plus 1, that become -2, divide by -2. Am I right? If you have a plus and minus, you can just put plus. Okay, power plus 1 divide by the new power plus c. Am I right? Okay, so this will be equal to, so this one I can write it as -1 over 2x squared, if you want to, minus 1 over x plus c. Try not to have so many negative signs. It will make you crazy. Yeah. Okay. So now, if I give you this, and I want you to integrate. How to integrate? Can you expand? This easily? Yeah. So you always have to ask, if you can do so. There is x cubed minus, okay, if I have a ln 2, this is a constant. So I always bracket it up. Okay, now I can use my power term for both of the term. When I just write x, means x to the power of 1. So please apply your power term rules. Are you done? So this will be power 3 plus 1 become power 4. Remember, you have to divide by the power. Take away constant times by x have to become power 2 because you have to plus 1. Then divide by the new power plus c. So don't get frightened by the ln 2. Just tell ln 2, you are the constant. Don't worry about you. You won't eat me up. You see or not? Okay. Got it? So you know how to apply the power terms rule for integration? Okay, good. Can we move on to the third one? Is that the, oh, should be the fourth one. Yeah, this is the third one. Okay, so we shall go to the fourth one. Okay, now, before I go to the fourth one, okay, if I give you a question like that, I asked you to integrate this. How to do this? If I haven't teach you the fourth rule, how will you do this if you don't know the fourth rule? You expand, correct? You have to expand, am I right? If I say I haven't teach you the fourth rule, you have to expand. Okay? But I'm going to teach you the fourth rule. Listen, fourth rule is very, very important. Okay, I'm not going to teach you integration by substitution. I will teach you by substitution later on. Okay? So the fourth rule is like that. If I ask you to integrate a number times by a linear expression, linear expression, and power n dx. If I said linear expression, you know what is it? It means like that. That means the power of x in the bracket must be 1. That is called linear expression. Are you clear? If not, you cannot apply this rule. Equal to. Okay? You copy down the whole thing. So listen, so the first step, copy down the whole thing. Copy all. Second, power plus 1. Third, you have to divide by the product of two numbers. Divide by the product of two numbers, that is the new power and the coefficient of x. So it means like that. So I copy down the whole thing already. Power plus 1. Divide. I must put two brackets here. I must have two numbers. One is the new power. The other one is the coefficient of x. You get me? So that is how the rules go. So can you please write down the integral for this one? Have you got the answer? Okay, so I follow the instruction here. Rules, you have to follow instruction, okay? Copy down the whole thing. Power plus 1. Divide by two number. One is a new power. The other one is the coefficient of x. Can I stop there? I have to put plus c. So the answer will be 2x plus 3 to the power of 4 divided by 8 plus c. So some of the question in the exercise are okay. So I'm not going to give you one example and you decide whether I can use this fourth rule or not. Okay, so now if I give you like that, can I use the fourth rule? Can I use the fourth rule? Okay, tell me why no. I cannot say like that. Both number are x, okay, what? Linear what? No constant. Because one of the power is not 1. This one, if I write this in a power form, it will be x to the power negative 1. That is the reason. If you want a constant, I can give you a constant. I can give you a question like that. I can give you. Yeah, there is a constant one. But this is not. This one is negative 1. So this is not linear. The reason is because it is not linear. So I cannot follow the fourth rule. So we will see this after I teach you something else. Huh? Okay, so what should I do? If that is the case, then I have no choice to expand this. Am I right? Okay, to expand this, you can write it at the side. Front square plus 2 times the front times by the back plus the back square. Am I right? That is how you do expansion quickly. The front square plus, if the middle is a plus, you put plus. If the middle is minus, you put minus. Plus 2 times the front times by the back plus the back square. So this will be x squared plus 2 plus x to the power of negative 2. So I put it at the side and expand so that I don't have to keep writing it. So now this will be the integral of what? X squared plus 2 plus x to the power of negative 2 dx. So you can use the third rule and the second rule. Use the third rule and the second rule. Hurry up, use the third rule and the second rule and get the answer. Power plus 1 divided by the power, integrate a constant, it will be a constant times x. I stop, you shouldn't stop, please, student. If I don't stop, you cannot catch up. So I have to stop. Power plus 1 divided by the power. When you integrate a constant a constant times x. So I have to draw. So plus power plus 1 divided by the power plus c. Okay, then it will be better for you to write this like that. Okay, got it? Okay, can I go to the next rule? I intend to finish all the rules so that you can do all the exercise in the textbook. Can I? Okay, now I go to the next rule. We still got 10 minutes. Okay, the next rule, I will call the fifth rule. Okay, before I do the fifth rule, if I ask you for this, what will your answer be? If I ask you for this, what will your answer be? Yes, thank you. Because E is a constant, it nothing to involve X, correct? Yeah, so it's E times X. We follow the second rule because E is a constant. Clear? Okay, so now I want to teach you how to integrate an exponential term. So be very careful. The exponential term that we are going to talk about, it will be like that, e to the power of linear. Here must be a linear expression. Are you clear? Okay, so which means that we are going to give you the rule of a number times by e to the power of bx plus k. The power of the exponential must be linear. So when we talk about differentiation of exponential, we always say copy down the whole thing, correct? So when we do integration, also the same thing. First step, copy all. So you copy all now. You copy all. Second step, divide by the coefficient of x. You try, follow this instruction, see whether you know what to do or not. Have you written down the integral? Yeah. So is your answer like that? Copy down the whole thing. Divide by the coefficient of x plus c. Okay. So when it comes to exponential term, there are a lot of things that you have to bear in mind. What are they? The indices law. You still remember all your indices law? Aha. So all the indices law is for us to simplify the thing. So now if I give you like that, can I apply the fifth rule? Can I? Fifth rule, there is no such thing exponential to the power of something, correct? So what should I do? So I have to ask my indices friends. You still remember if I a to the power n to the power m, what can I do? So that's why you must be very well versed. That's it. You see why people can do maths very quickly? Because all their formulas are at their fingertips. That's why your fingertips is very good. The meaning fingertips, that means the moment you want it, you can call it out. You can take it. Okay, so clear? So this will be integrate e to the power of 12x dx. So follow the rule. Copy down the whole thing. Divide by the coefficient of x plus c. So there are a lot of changes in the exponential term. So you have to recall all your indices formula. Are you okay? Okay. Last but not the least. If I give you this, number 6, if I give you this, sorry, I ask you to integrate this. Why you don't do work? If I ask you to integrate this, can you? Okay, you try. So this is just like the first one, correct? X plus 1 over x. So I break it into 2 parts, am I right? So this will be 1 plus x to the power negative 1. Okay. X. So I write down here. Okay. So I want to go back to my third rule. So this one you can integrate, but can you integrate this one? Okay, I want to go back to my third rule. So everyone go back to your third rule. And can you please add a statement on this? There is a criteria. Not all the value of n you can use this formula. N cannot be negative 1. Can you please add that in? Why? The reason if n is negative 1, I will have ax to the power of 0 divided by 0. Am I right? Can you divide by 0? It's undefined. This is undefined. So please remember to apply power rule. The power of n cannot be negative 1. Are you clear? So anything power negative 1, you cannot apply. And also, can you please go to the fourth rule? Where is my fourth rule? Here, there is the fourth rule. Can you please add in? This case also the same. N cannot be negative 1. Please put that down. So I don't want to tell you right from the very beginning, so that now you remember. To apply the third and the fourth rule, n cannot be negative 1. So now, if n is negative 1, then how am I going to solve this part? That's why we have the sixth rule. Okay? So that means if I have this form, and inside here, please remember it must be linear. Who can tell me when you differentiate what you will get this form as a fraction? Like that. That's why when you talk about integration, correct, you always must think of differentiation. If I give you like that, if I ask you to differentiate, how you differentiate this? Am I right? So now if I integrate this form, what should I get? So remember, if you have fraction like that, not square, sorry, no square, it's power 1, okay? Sorry, power 1, no square. So the answer here will be what? Ln A, Okay, whenever we have ln, we have to put a modulus because whatever value in the ln cannot be negative. So we put the absolute value there, divided by the coefficient of x. So that means for this case, so now I do this case for you to see. So if I have x plus 1 over x dx, so I will write this as 1 plus 1 over x dx. So the first one, you integrate 1. Am I too fast? If you integrate 1, what do you get? You integrate a constant, you have the constant times x. Plus, you integrate 1 over x, you get ln modulus x divide by 1. Okay, I purposely write down divide by 1 because the coefficient of x is 1. Okay, I'm reminding myself I have to divide by the coefficient of x equal to x plus ln x. Okay, So all these 6 rules, you master it first. There are a lot of other things that we can play around with it. Yeah. So it's like a toy. When you come to rules, it's like a toy, like playing a game. So you must know the basic rule first, then you can plan your strategy in playing this game. Can I not? So please go back and do some practice on whatever exercise in chapter 4. Okay. Yeah, try to do whatever you can do first. Whatever you cannot do, just hold it. We will discuss next week. Are you okay? So master the